Okay? Peace to the Sosaletes. So today we're gonna go through the Sosalete Method. How I trained from being a skinny kid to being, a competitive bodybuilder. So there's a few points that we need to take care of, okay? Number one, it is utilize several forms of resistance training. So me personally, when I was growing up, I started at 12 years old, right? So from 12 years old to about 15 years old, I only trained with my body weight. And then from 15 to 18, I moved on to bodybuilding. From 18 to 19, I did solely powerlifting. And from 20 to 21, I did like bodybuilding calisthenics, right? Which is when I coined that term, bodybuilding calisthenics, which is, a whole discussion for another video. And then I competed in the bodybuilding show, training solely as a bodybuilder. So one of the main forms of the Sosalete Method is utilizing different forms of resistance training, whether it's with your body weight, whether it's with weights, whether it's with freaking battle ropes, sleds, right? You're doing many forms of training, and you're not just sticking to a bodybuilder style of training or a powerlifter style of training, right? You're getting the full benefits of all forms of resistance training, okay? And you can hone in on one specific one while adding different elements of different ones. So for me personally, I've honed in on bodybuilding calisthenics, but I still apply principles of bodybuilding, and I still apply some principles of powerlifting and some principles of Olympic weightlifting, okay? So it's one of the first step to the Sosalete Method is utilizing several resistance training methods, okay? Second one is to train our muscles by their function. So this is a very, very important tip. If you learn how to train your muscles by their function, right, you're always going to improve. It's very simple. And not only that, you're able to train anywhere because you know how to train muscles by their function. For instance, if I know that my bicep, its main function is elbow flexion, okay? So I can strategize and pick exercises that involve elbow flexion, and I can hit it in different angles, of course, right? Whether it's just a regular bicep curl, okay, whether it's with some cables, which is still getting that elbow flexion, whether I put it on the bench, right, and do some presses, do some curling, it's still that elbow flexion, okay? Whether I bring it on top of my head, right, it's still elbow flexion. Whether I'm doing a chin up, still elbow flexion. So if you understand the function of a muscle, you'll always be able to train it regardless of what you have around you, okay? Another important tip, high intensity, meaning we don't train like wusses over here, okay? And we're comfortable with being uncomfortable. So we don't stop when it starts to hurt, we stop when we're done, okay? And that's basically high intensity in a nutshell, right? You can't escape pain, you can't escape discomfort, especially if you want results, okay? That I can't stress that enough, okay? And last, but definitely not least, this is one of the most important elements of the Sosalete Method, and that is non-reliance on equipment, okay? So when I'm programming and giving clients different training programs and routines and exercises, I can't remember the last time I programmed a machine into someone's program, okay? And the problem with machines is you're gonna see in a second the outcome of what the Sosalete Method is, but I don't have a problem with machines necessarily, depending on the population of people. If you're a freaking bodybuilder and you're training solely a bodybuilding type training, right, you need some machinery in there to really isolate and that muscle group, right? It's you want non-efficiency, okay, when it comes to bodybuilding. So if you're a bodybuilder and you hear non-reliance on equipment, you're gonna be put off, right? But that's not what the Sosalete Method is. We're not freaking bodybuilders only over here, right? We do everything, okay? All forms of resistance training. When it comes to equipment and machines, they're great, okay? But you shouldn't be reliant on them. And that's why we teach you how to build muscle by learning their function, okay? So you always know what to do, whether you have a machine or not, okay? So it's not that machines are bad, you just don't want to rely on them. Like when you go to a gym and the chest press is taken, you're not freaking waiting because you don't know an alternative, okay? You need to know how to train your muscles by their function, regardless of if they're machines or not, okay? And knowing all that, knowing that we use different forms of, resistance training, bodybuilding calisthenics, powerlifting, Olympic weightlifting, knowing that we learn how to train muscles by their function, okay? and knowing that it's high intensity. And last but not least, we're not reliant on equipment. What results is physical freedom. And how I want you to think about physical freedom is, think about financial freedom, right? So with financial freedom, basically you're free of loan, you're free of debt. You're not pressed on your spendings. You have, disposable income. So think of that from a physical perspective. When you're physically free, you're free of injuries, right? You're free of, non-reliance on equipment, right? You're able to train anywhere at any time, okay? And you're always able to improve regardless of the tools you have around you, okay? That is physical freedom, and that is the outcome of the Sosalete Method. I hope you enjoyed this video. I want you to like and share and subscribe. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, okay? I'm going to be coming back in here with a ton more videos, a lot of more footage, so you guys can really see the Sosalete Method in action, okay? Peace to the Sosaletes. I'll see you guys soon.